to land your dream guy. Tips from today's top dating expert. A mixture of embarrassment and anticipation whirled through her as she cracked open the spine. She skimmed the intro, since she'd already read it online, and flipped to the first chapter. Know what you want. Well, that was easy. Tanya continually found herself wanting the one thing she shouldn't. Her best and oldest friend, who happened to be her neighbor to the east. Butterflies took flight in her gut as she recalled Brady Dawson's scruffy face and the way his lazy, crooked smile spread across it. Then the groove in his cheek would appear, a perfect little accent she'd been tempted to run her finger over the past couple of months. Okay, fine. It had been closer to 4 months, maybe 5. At first, she'd been sure it was some kind of delusional phase, mostly due to the shortage of eligible men and having no time for a social life. After all, she and Brady had sworn long ago never to let anything ruin their friendship. They'd seen it time and time again in their small town. 2 people crossed the line, only for friendship to turn to hate. But they were different, right? They had to be. Because the desire that arose every time Tanya was around her best friend wasn't going away. Now she needed to figure out how to get Brady to see her as a viable option. If she managed that, it'd eliminate at least some of the risk so she could broach the subject of crossing lines. Although if she thought too much about confessing her feelings, she was seriously going to puke, so one step at a time. The screen door to the main cabin where she and her parents lived screeched open, and Tanya slammed the book closed, jammed it into the envelope, and tucked it behind her back. If Mom so much as caught a glimpse, she'd do a praise the Lord dance before pointing out the dating tips she thought Tanya should pay extra attention to. Namely, any that highlighted acting more like a lady. "Mornin'," Mom said, squinting against the early morning rays as she held the steaming cup of coffee in her hands. "Did the Crawfords already check out?" As if he assumed Mom meant the question for him, Winston let out a loud bleat. His buck teeth gave him a perpetual grin, and affection flooded Tanya as she petted his furry head. They hit the road right as the sun was rising. They also left their regards and wanted me to tell you how much they enjoyed their stay. Good. Good. Winston twisted his head so Tanya could give the underside of his chin attention. Due to her rep as the bleeding heart of the county when it came to animals, she'd gotten a call saying the goat's previous owners were going to put him down in favor of amputating his leg, and ended up driving over an hour to rescue him. In spite of Tanya footing the hefty vet bill herself, Pops had been upset she hadn't asked before bringing Winston to the dude ranch. Luckily, the goat was a hit with the guests, although Pops made her promise to rehome him once he was fully healed. In her mind, fully healed meant until his leg grew back. So, never. Ready to go clean up a cabin? No eating the pillowcases this time, though. In fact, it's probably for the best if you stay outside. You let him inside the cabins? Mom asked, exasperation lighting the green eyes Tanya had inherited from her. Considering she did the majority of the cleaning, Tanya figured it wasn't a big deal, as long as the end result was the same. Good thing her parents hadn't caught her sneaking Winston inside her bedroom when he'd first arrived, leaving her feeling like the rebellious teenager her parents had often accused her of being. You have to stay outside like you always do. Tanya rubbed the goat's fuzzy ear, her voice more on the cooing than reprimanding side. Shame on you for even asking, Winston. Pops stepped out of the house, and Tanya crossed her fingers he hadn't heard the conversation and that Mom wouldn't go and enlighten him. Eventually, she and her parents would inevitably butt heads over Winston staying for good, but she'd point out how much she enjoyed having him tag along as she went about her chores and how good he was.